no loss. We be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust. Big drop, leash. Where's the love in the streets? Pour my heart on the beat. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when me ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom out the pride of my people already. Them I see Ellie. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful that people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cutscene, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but we call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. Boy, that them don't know who the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only come for the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous. Man, you know what's up. You know what's up. You pretend, you don't lie, you don't be playing. You know what's up.
Crazy, we going crazy. We at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get swayzy. I just got off with a jet and I cry. I win in a Humvee a lot. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. Sharek, Tema, in the cut like I'm Fredo Santana. Uju Banton, I hop in the Bama, the world is mine. I'm Tony Montana, I'm Pelican Fly. Diamonds on me cause I'm rapping a rock. I'ma go hard, I ain't killing them soft. I'm up in the hills, I feel like I'm Lauren, you ready or not? I like who got businesses, I'm CEO of mine. 1980, Prezi Rolly, we been working overtime. The witness, the police, the pigs, I don't eat swine.
Wet weather squarely in the forecast this afternoon in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium. Today it's week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in week 4. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
On the ready? Striker, 3-3, hut.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Lance on target to Samuel for a Niner first.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, here's Mitchell. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Niners hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
38.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance. And he fires one that's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. And he's going to be out up. Five-yard line. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. This duo locked in 14 yards there and a 1st down. 0 hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
They'll run for the first time here with Matt Breida. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A pitch out to Breida. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Cardinals. Matt Breida, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The Cardinals setting out to kick this one away, and off we go. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on a flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Right.
On play action, Lance. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. That was J.J. Watt getting in there and getting him to the ground.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Lance. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Ready.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
Shot 17.
Shotgun now for Lance. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Red, sniper. Black shot. Light blue. Yellow.
Lance looking to throw it. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as good running gets him to about the 44. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Ready?
Lance now on first down. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
After the turnover, here's Murray. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Jacob Harris, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Now a crease here as he's passing. The ball comes out, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. Well, it was looking like they were going to have the ball in good field position, but now with that fumble, they don't have the football at all.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to imagine what he was thinking there, though, right? I can take this one, break it, go for a big one right here. But you and I both know, always protect the football is the #1 mantra for a kick returner.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Play fake. Murray. Got a man. It's Brown. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Throwing on first down is Murray. This is caught, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Jacob Harris with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cardinals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And it is 28-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose. But you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at the 40. Drive starts with a give to Mitchell. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now Lance. Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
He gets it complete to Harris. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Here's Murray, a quick throw complete. Touchdown! Jacob Harris on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they go back to Mitchell. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing now is Lance. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Working from the gun, Lance. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. On play action, it's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Now Murray off play action. Buying time to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
On 2nd and 10, Murray got his man complete over the middle. That's Connor. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Murray. Throw left side going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Murray now on first down. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Rondale Moore, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Cards will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point right down the middle. And it is 42-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now a play fake. Lance. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Murray. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Murray. And he'll go underneath here to Breida. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. They run for it with Breida. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. A handoff from Mitchell running left. Brought down by Jalen Thompson. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
And out of bounds right around the 20. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
On 2nd and 12, Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point up and good by Suckup. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Still well in control of this ball game, despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Finding space at the 40. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. He's got room at the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Here. Omaha. Big ass over.
On 1st down, here's Breida.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Breida, they'll go up the middle. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 44 yards on the ground for him so far. 2nd and goal from the 1. Murray going to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Jacob Harris from a yard out. And the Cardinals have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Lance now to throw. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
17. Hurry.
To throw, it's Lance. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Lance to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Niners get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point put through by Succop as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He hasn't been sacked all game, and there's an example as to why. Evaded the pressure, got out of the pocket, but even with the extra time, it doesn't translate into a completion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They fake the handoff. Now Murray rolling to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Murray and company going for it on 4th. It's brought in by Harris. And he is going to have the Cardinals first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Play action. Now it's Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Play fake. Murray. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Niners are going to have it here just past the 25. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week you got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Let's go now.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Lance. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw that. And I think the ball's out, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the 49ers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he's got room. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Once again, it's Mitchell. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Lance to throw on 2nd down here. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team.
And my goodness, another interception. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cards will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. The Lance going to throw. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Another run with Mitchell. And this play a lot like the previous one. Thanks to that stout Cardinal defense. Back-to-back they've been tackled behind the line. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Lance looking to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And this is caught. It's Brown. Down inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try to run with Breida. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Well, trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
Back to throw it, Murray. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now the try here for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Ready, break.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot.